All right, you guys, what's up? It is your boy JB, and we are here with a review for Married to Medicine. This is season 8, I believe. This is episode 6, and the episode is titled The Power of Crystals. I will say I'm not a person that I don't know much about crystals. I don't know what people believe crystals can do for. I know people believe crystals have healing powers. I'm not one of those people who believes that, but I would never knock what people believe in. So I want to say that. And that was one thing in this episode that actually kind of annoyed me. But let's move on. All right, so guys, let's get into this episode review, shall we? So let's start up with Dr. Heavenly. Oh yeah. Yeah, let me talk about Heavenly real quick. This is not even really about Heavenly. I want to address what I saw at the end of the episode with Anila and Carrie, which I tweeted this. And then one of the merits and you guys, I love you guys to death. I really do. I really do love you guys to death. But when I tweet something, if I don't tweet at a person, please don't come and quote retweet them or come in my tweet and at them. I know how to at people. I really do know how to do that. I just choose not to. Because 9 times out of 10, I wish these people would sit the hell down. I mean, I've most of my tweets, people find their tweets that I'm talking about them, and I have had people either DM me or tweet me about things that I've said on some of my reviews or in my tweets. I've had people do it, and I always tell them it's my opinion. I don't mean any harm or any ill will towards people. Oh my God, these people get on my nerves. But this is about Anila. At the end of the episode, for the preview of next week's episode, she said that anybody can be a dentist. No, anybody cannot just be a dentist. No. And I want people to stop trying to downplay the fact that Heavenly is a dentist. I really want people to stop downplaying that. I really want you guys to stop downplaying her being a dentist. It's not cute. It's not funny. She's a doctor. Stop downplaying it. I might not be the biggest Heavenly fan, but stop downplaying her and her accomplishments. This is a black woman. She is a dentist. She is a doctor. She's a doctor. Let's just take out the dentist. She's a black woman. She's a doctor, and she has her own practice. Let's not downplay what this woman has done for herself. Let's stop doing that. That is annoying as hell to me. Stop fucking doing it. But in this episode, I guess Heavenly just gonna embarrass the shit out of her daughter because she asked her, has she got a period? I was like, oh my God, and you on camera? But Heavenly got a phone call from Reverend Al Sharpton. He invites her out to DC because he likes what she and Dr. Damon have done with the rapid testing for COVID. And she says, you know what, I'll talk to him and see, because they did the march out there, the march on Washington. They did the march this past summer. So, and we all know they all went, and we saw the photos. But let's move on, you guys. That's all it is with Heavenly in this episode. All right, you guys. I'm trying to figure out what order I want to go in. Let's go with the men. So we see the men. Actually, it was all the men. It was Cecil. It was Curtis. It was Kieran. It was Eugene. It was Scott. Am I missing a man? Am I missing one of them? I feel like I'm missing somebody. Cecil and Curtis, Jackie and Simone, Scott, Contessa, Damon, Heavenly, Eugene, Toya, Kieran, Anila. There are 6 women, you guys, right? Yeah. And then we had the boys. So we had Damon Jr., Zach, and Miles. So they all went out to Top Golf, and they have a good time with each other. Now here's the thing that I tweeted. Is Cecil going through a midlife crisis? Somebody answer that question for me, because it just feels like Cecil is just going through a midlife crisis at this point. I'm just getting those vibes, buddy. If you're not going through a midlife crisis, Cecil, I just don't know what's going on with you, my friend. Don't know what's going on with you, my friend. I really, really don't. So they're talking about this trip to DC. Damon tells them, with this trip to DC, I feel like we need to take a private jet just to be safe, with everything that's going on in the world. And I also feel that we need to rent a house. So they're gonna do that. And they're talking about their wives. I'm glad that Cecil said it, because the women are just stubborn. And I really, 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 really saw it in this episode, how stubborn the women are. And I saw it more specifically with Jackie. We're going to talk about Jackie. So they also talk to the boys about the Black Lives Matter movement. And, it's a stark parallel. The Black Lives Matter movement is, I know it gets, some negative attention. And I know, certain people on the left, not all of them, but certain people on the left will, I hate when they make this comparison. They make the comparison between what happened with the Capitol riots in January to what happened last summer with Black Lives Matter. And they'll always say that the cities were burned down. Name to me one city that was burnt down. Name one city that was burned down. Because I didn't see not one city that was burned down. I did see businesses that were burned. Yeah, like I said, that's my little brother. Oh God, what does he want? You know what? I love my little brother. But I did see businesses that were burned down, but I didn't see cities burned down. But whatever. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, they talked about the Black Lives Matter movement. They were talking about how old John Lewis was. He was young. I think John Lewis was younger than, I think he was younger than most of them. He might have been around the age that Zachary is when he was with Martin Luther King. And we see what that movement did. So hopefully with the Black Lives Matter movement, if we can get around the negative, and it's not with us, it's the other side. They want to tell us that what we're saying and what we feel is not valid. And then to have people who look like us and have the speaking points for the people like this, it's disheartening. Like, people like the king. Nope. You don't say that devil's name over here. CO. People like CO, whose name I just refuse to say. People like her. There's this guy on Twitter. His name is Terrence Williams. He's allegedly a comedian, but they have the speaking points for people who are outwardly racist. And I have a problem with that. I didn't mean to get into that, but I just have an issue with that. If we can just find a middle ground, and I wish people, like I said, I just wish people will stop saying that just because we have advanced in this world doesn't mean that everything has changed. That's really what it is for me. But let's move on. All right, you guys. So I think what I'll do is I will wrap up the episode with Jackie and Simone, and we'll just talk about Dr. Contessa. So with Contessa has a lot going on. And I just have a lot of questions when it comes to Contessa. I have a lot of questions. The one question I wonder is, I don't think that Contessa is fulfilled in her life. I get that vibe that she's not fulfilled. yeah, I really get that vibe that she's not fulfilled. And I could be wrong, but I just get that vibe because in this episode we see as she's redoing her kitchen, which nothing's wrong with that, but it's like she has her hand in so many pots at this point. You guys remember last season she went to that school. This season she is building this practice, and now she's doing this kitchen. It's just like you have so many things that you're doing. Why put so much added pressure and stress on yourself at this point? I just don't understand it. Like, I feel like Contessa is chasing something, and I don't even know if she knows what she's chasing. And again, like I said, I could be wrong. So she and her niece sit down and they, have a talk about the crystals. And like I said, once again, crystals are not my thing, but I'm not gonna knock someone who believes in crystals and their healing powers. I'm not gonna knock that, but it's just not something that it's not something I know about, and it's not something that I follow. I mean, I will say that I do like crystals. I think, crystals are beautiful, but I just don't follow the people who say that they have healing powers. I don't follow that theory. So the conversation that they were having, I really can't regurgitate it to you guys because I just don't understand it. But they're gonna have a crystal party and bring the girls together. So we do see everybody getting ready for the crystal party, and we see Heavenly and Dineva. That friendship scene is very interesting. I will say that, and that's all I'm gonna say. So Dineva, he's talking about the fact that Quad is not gonna be there, and that she's in Mexico. And then Heavenly is talking about this post that she posted of her in Mexico, which I do remember. I don't forget who posted it. It was one of these reality TV bloggers that I follow. Where they showed the picture. I didn't see Heavenly's comment, but when Quad clapped back at her, they posted the clap back. So we see all the ladies show up. Things are still awkward between Jackie and Simone at this point. So Toya is late, and she decides that she's going to bring two other people with her. Lisa Nicole and Carrie. So they make it. Again, you guys, I just, again, I don't understand the power of the crystals, so I can't really speak toward the crystals. If you guys believe in, the healing powers of crystals, actually, leave it. If you guys are people who believe in crystals, please feel free to educate me in the comment section. I'm always up for being educated. I really am. Like I said, it's just not my thing. It's not something that I've ever researched or delved into. So I can't tell you anything about crystals or what, the healing powers. But yeah, if anybody's into them, definitely, let me know in the comment section below. So then they get in a circle, and they went in a circle, and they basically ask for forgiveness, and that's it for the party. It ended well, surprisingly. But let's move on. All right, you guys, next let's talk about Jackie real quick. So in this episode, we saw Jackie and Curtis talking, and we saw Cecil and Simone talking. So they were both talking about their relationships with one another. And Jackie is talking to Curtis about, remember the party that they had, the basketball game that they had. And you guys remember Jackie said she wasn't able to come because she was on call. So Curtis asked her, how do you think things would have been if you weren't on call and you were able to make it? And she said that, she felt like it probably would have been like things were at Damon's party. Well, Jackie, if you said that you felt like things would have been like they were at Damon's party, that wasn't a good thing. That was very, very awkward. I know you said that you were going to get up and hug her neck, but you guys were not, and you guys still are not in a good space with each other. And that interaction it came off a little forced. It didn't come off genuine or anything like that, because, if me and my best friend, we have an issue with each other, yeah, things might be tense and awkward between us. But when I see my best friend, I'm like, you know what? I know things are odd and awkward between us right now, but girl, come here. You know, I love you. You know, nothing's gonna ever come in between us. We might be having this little riff right now, but come here, give me a hug. It might you might feel some type. You might want to stab me in the back. You might want to do a lot of things to me. But at the end of the day, you are my sister. I love you, and we gonna get through this. Like I would have done stuff like that, but that's not what Jackie did. Jackie actually sat for a few minutes before she actually got up to hug Simone. And like I said with me, like I said, a 20-year friendship, baby. I'm getting, that's my best friend. Getting up, I'm embracing you. Like, I don't care. Like, we're family. We've been through so much together. So, yeah, get over it. Give me this hug. Love on me, because I'm loving on you. And even, the thing with Jackie and Simone is like 20-year friendship. And especially during this time of COVID, you guys are doctors, so you guys can see what's going on. That I would have thought would have brought you guys closer than anything, but it didn't. Where am I at, you guys? But yeah, that's it for Jackie. We're gonna move over to Simone. All right, you guys. So let's wrap it up with Simone. So much like Jackie was having a conversation with Curtis, Simone was having a conversation with Cecil about her relationship with Jackie. So Simone told Cecil that, Jackie did call her, but she felt like Heavenly had pushed Jackie to call her in the same manner that Heavenly was trying to push Simone to call Jackie. And I love the fact that, although this is his wife that he's talking to, he was still advocating and standing up for Jackie in the situation. And when it comes down to Simone and Jackie, like I said earlier, they're both stubborn. And when it comes to Simone, I definitely see that Simone has some valid points. Jackie, I don't necessarily think Jackie has a valid point in this situation, because we'll discuss that as well. But like I said, he was talking to Simone, and he was just advocating for Jackie. And not Jackie, but Simone doesn't feel that Jackie missed her. Do I necessarily agree with that? No, I don't believe so. I do believe that Jackie misses her friendship and her relationship with Simone. I think it might just be hard for Jackie to vocalize that, emote that, if that's a word. I think that's a word. It's hard for her to vocalize that. I feel like it's hard for her to vocalize that. I feel like it's hard for her to convey that emotion that she misses her friend. It's just what I feel. So Cecil tells Simone that, that the conversation between she and Jackie, it's a conversation that needs to be had. And he did say something that stood out to me. Even in a relationship is like, a friendship is it's like any other relationship that you have to cultivate and, nurture. You guys get older and, things change. And as the relationship changes, you guys have to figure out how to work that into the relationship. Like, you can grow apart, or you can grow apart in a friendship. It's like I said, it's still a relationship. And if you grow apart, then you just grow apart. But any relationship that you have, especially if it's a long relationship, you owe it to you and the other party to fight for it. So then we see Simone. So she calls Jackie because she wants to stop by and have a conversation with her. So she goes to see Jackie at the hospital. She was in the OR, and they sit down with each other. And at first it was very awkward. But they do start to talk to each other, and you could definitely still see that they have so much love and admiration for one another. So Jackie does apologize to Simone for not taking a stance with the Heavenly situation. That's a hard one for me. That is a hard one for me personally to say how I feel. Because, I mean, it would be nice to have your friends stand up for you. But at the same time, you don't want to bring your friend in the middle. You don't want to have a friend that's in the middle where they have to feel like they have to choose your side or the other person's side. Now, Jackie brought up the situation with Buffy, and Simone is better than me because I want to apologize for it. Because Jackie, and I love Jackie, but Jackie was wrong when it came down to the Buffy situation last season. So I don't know what Simone could have defended. I honestly don't. You were wrong for bringing up that woman's infertility. But they make up with each other, and at this point, they're just going to take baby steps. I really do hope that things work out for the best with those two. Really do. But you guys, that's the episode review. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell button. I said I was going to start saying that at the beginning of the video. I keep forgetting that. All right, you guys. But yeah, I'm off of here. Stay safe, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Stay blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next one.